back again. Opinionated Faxx. We got the boys here with us. We got Scotty. We got Who's It Be. We got Soul Toast and Mr. MVP and myself, Hollywood. How y'all boys feeling?
Good, man. How you doing?
Feeling fantastic.
Feeling great.
Feeling great. All right. Hey, it's been a while since we had a pretty deep crowd in here. Glad, Scotty, glad you're back, bro. Let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, so we got the top incoming draft defensive ends. All right, so this list, this is top five I'm going to go over. The defensive ends coming out this year aren't that exciting. Yeah, I think there are going to be a lot of contributors, a lot of role players. We might have a couple superstars, maybe. That's a big maybe. All right, but so far, his top five, what I have is Gregory Russo from Miami, Kwity Paye from Michigan, Jason Owe from Penn State, Jalen Phillips from Miami, Carlos Basham from Wake Forest, and I put in the sixth one there. He's my little dark horse, Ronnie Perkins from Oklahoma. Now, off this list right here, Gregory Russo, he sat out last year. Somebody else sat out last year. Jalen Phillips, he was out in 2019. So he has 1 year credibility, and that was the year that Gregory Russo was out. So he's in the top five. I'm kind of surprised he's in the top five. But out of this list, guys, who do you think is that most intriguing prospect? Who's it be? What you got?
Nobody. Percent nobody. I'm gonna just keep it real.
Well, come on, Keith Sweat.
I got the Colts have the 21st pick. We need help at the defensive line. So I'm not looking at them early draft picks that's gonna get drafted and be bust. You know, that Russo kid, he's kind of cold. Miami got they got like 3 defensive ends this year, and they couldn't win nothing. And then Michigan, I think they just going off of the name. Michigan was hot garbage. I'm gonna just keep it real. But I'm curious about this kid that's coming from Florida, Janoris Robinson. He's 6'5", 260, and his 40 time he ran a 4.8. He's been playing for 3 years, so we'll see. They say he's projected for the third through the fifth round. I like Florida State defensive players. Period. We'll see. But top five, I'm not even worried about them. Who cares at this point? Honestly, it's the real draft picks is coming in the second round. Chris Ballard, shout out to you.
You know what? It's pretty much who cares because Colts ain't getting none of them, so it don't even matter.
Right, you're right. We playing the playoffs, unlike Atlanta.
You want to take a shot? All right,
2 minutes.
I hear that. It is what it is, bro. Hey, Soul Toast, what you got, brother?
Well, I guess the cat from Miami, was it
Russo?
Russo. He seems to be like the top pick. Took a year off. When I say top pick, I mean, from edge rushers and all that.
Yeah.
He took a year off, so he had a great year the year before he took the year off. So I don't know if he can keep that going or what, if that was a blip. But yeah, just like Who's the Bee said, I'm not too invested in any of these players. Broncos got some pretty good edge rushers, So about
there you go.
Pick one. We don't need a replacement for Von Miller yet, but usually
but would you be better off drafting somebody now? I mean, somebody to develop on Von Miller, because let's be honest, he got maybe 2-3 years.
They've been doing that for 3 years.
We've gone that route before, like with Shaq Barrett, and Shaq Barrett was great, but he was just sitting there. We don't really rotate too much off of like the main two with Bradley Chubb and Von Miller. Plus, we got Malik Reed, and we got people to fill in for Von Miller. Last year, Von Miller sat out, and we had enough rotational people to pick up his slack. So I don't think edge rusher is a big need for us. It's quarterback or cornerback or something like that. So I haven't really been paying attention too much to these defensive ends or anything like that. There wasn't really anyone good from Florida. Florida's defense sucked last season, so I didn't really pay much attention to them. I have no reason to watch Miami because every year they're back, and then halfway through the season they're not back anymore.
So I don't know who they really are.
Right. So I don't really know if I can trust what I'm reading, because I had to read all this. I'm like Who's to Be said that they got like 3 coming out to the draft. It was just a weird season last season. I think this is probably one of the, I don't want to say worst draft for defensive ends. It's just weird to gauge everything. So I'm gonna just go with what everyone else is saying is the number one prospect, and Gregory Russo from Miami. He has good size and all that. A bit slow, I would think, but I mean that was over a year ago. I don't know if he's had his pro day yet or not, but if I'll be keeping an eye on him just to see. But I'm not too invested in most of these defensive ends coming out.
Yeah, and I get what you mean there. Like Gregory Russo, like he's at amazing size. The dude is 6'7", 265. That 1 year before he took his year off, he had like 15 and a half sacks. Yeah, now, that's what he had. He was beasting for that one full year that he started. So, I mean, his performance was there. I mean, the next season after that, I would expect him to do another spectacular season. But, you know, we will never know because he sat out. It is what it is.
Right.
But, you know what I mean? Like, he's an intriguing prospect. The other one from Miami, Jalen Phillips, I'm not sold on him. I don't think he's going to be a bust. If he gets taken in the first 3 rounds, I'm calling him a bust. Only because he didn't play for 2019. He played 2020, but he only had 8 sacks. 8 sacks, right, for 2020. And this is all without Gregory Russo being there. All right. So it's like he performed, but they didn't really do anything. I mean, he got 8 sacks, but look who was it against. You know what I mean? So it doesn't really matter. So I don't think he'll be great at the next level. Gregory Russo, he's an intriguing prospect to watch. But we're going to move on to you, Scotty. What you got, man?
Man, off rip, I don't trust any of the 3 Miami guys, period. They feed off each other. If it was just one great guy on the team and he was getting his numbers, because what you were saying about Phillips with his 8 sacks this year, he was catching the double teams that Russo was shedding last year. Russo is physically a monster. Like he's a beast out there. It takes 2 guys blocking him and a fullback or a tight end shedding him before he gets a chance to get to the QB. Phillips has decent speed and he's got hands, and I'm saying this because the Vikings are going to draft his ass at 21.
You're going to get Vic Beasley 2.0.
I bet. All right. Side note, this guy had a pick too. Like he's really an outside linebacker that plays DN. So when he gets to the NFL, he's going to be a outside linebacker on the will side of a 4-3 defense. And the Vikings need it. They need everything. Outside of a middle linebacker and a safety, we'll take whatever anybody's willing to throw our way out there. And the guy from Michigan, he's low-key a beast. Quiddy. He got a great football name. Throw that on the back of a jersey. That man's going to ball out.
Quiddy going to quit.
Yeah, but that's it. Those are the top 3 is it. The drop-off after that is substantial. 1 through 3 is a drop-off from last year's draft in the first place. Like even though Russo's a monster, he's raw. He needs work. He's gonna go to a bad team, and his teammates probably ain't gonna be that great. He's gonna go to a D line that's not gonna do nothing, and he's gonna have 1 or 2 bad years where he gets better.
I mean, what kind of defense you see him fitting in? Because he reminds me. I'm not gonna say he is because he's not. I'm just looking at his size or whatever. You know how Leonard Floyd came out of Georgia? He was that small guy. Man, he went to Chicago. Like, what scheme do you see Gregory Russo fitting in?
He can fit in anything. Like any system that he wants to. He can line up in a 4-3. He can line up as an outside linebacker in a 3-4. He's just he's really not going to go in that system because he's not that fast.
Right.
He ran a lot faster his sophomore year than he did his junior year. It's like he bulked up. He got that weight on him. He didn't weigh as much as he did his sophomore season because they were thinking like he had Clowney speed coming in there, and he, I think, 4.7, 4.75.
I mean, that's not bad.
Is what they were clocking him at. He's a big guy.
Yeah.
He's a big guy, but
You expect him to be a little bit faster, 6'7", long legs. You know, you think he can, get that speed up. But
he
you're
bulked
right.
up and slowed down.
Yeah, you're right. We'll see how he does. I mean, I'm kind of intrigued to see what he's gonna do. But hey, MVP, what you got, bro?
Man, this is a terrible year for a team that ain't had a great defensive end in like 55 years to be drafting at 4. According to the experts, this is probably the worst defensive end class in 6 or 7 years. And the list I got is Jason Awa is ranked higher than Gregory Russo. And he had a terrible season last year, but you can't really go off the big team stats because they didn't play 6 games.
Yeah,
played a total of 8.
Yeah,
but either way, the brother only had my bad. Let me count it out for you. 0 sacks. He had nothing.
Previous year was better than this past year, but maybe he should have took Gregory Russo set out a year.
Now here's the thing. You say his previous years were better. He had 5 sacks in 2019. I'm not gonna call that better. Because look at who he played with. And this is he's gonna be another intriguing prospect too. I don't know what he's gonna come in as, what he's gonna play as. He could be outside linebacker in 3-4, but Micah Parsons, that's who he played with. You know what I mean? Micah Parsons balled up. You know what I mean? So Jason Alway, I don't know. But hey, MVP, that's what you say.
On my list, I got Jason Awa, Gregory Russo, and Joe Tyrone out of Washington. And the experts got him ranked. Jason Awa, 21st ranked prospect. That's ridiculous. They got Gregory Russo ranked 36. They got Joe Tyrone ranked 45th. So that's an awful defensive end class. And we need help on the defensive line. Yeah, we need help on the defensive line. I'm hoping we trade back, man, and get a couple picks and then pick some of these guys. Because we've been needing help on the defensive line forever.
Bring back Vic.
We had
bring back Jerome Luck,
a good year when Dwight Freeney was here on the other side of the name not to mention, Dick Beasley.
Yeah, don't mention his name. We're good.
Yeah, that's the last time we was decent on the defense line as far as sack goes.
Yeah, you know what? I get what y'all saying about this list. It is probably the worst defense class we had in a while, but I'm gonna say this: like there are gonna be some great role players out of this class. And these are the only names I'm really looking at. My 3 great role players out of this class will be Gregory Russo, Carlos Basham, and Ronnie Perkins out of Oklahoma. Now, Ronnie Perkins, he's gonna be a solid player because he had consistency in college. You know what I mean? He went from 6 sacks to 5 sacks to 6 sacks. He was consistent in his role. I think he can switch back and forth. You know, he was playing as a small defensive tackle, then he'll hit the edge. He's gonna be a solid player at the next level because his body of work already playing in Oklahoma. They didn't play much. They didn't play anybody like worthy of mentioning too funny, but he still played well. And I think he'll still be able to bring it to the next level. Now, Carlos Basham, he's an intriguing prospect too. I think he'll thrive in a 3-4. He's 6'5", 285. I think his last year that he actually played, he had 5 sacks in 2020. I mean, shortened season, but he had 11 sacks in 2019. That's a big boy, but that boy, he can move, he can play, he can move, he can play defense end. So if he goes to the right team and the right scheme, let's say a Minnesota Vikings, for example, if he all get that big boy right there, I think y'all might be happy with him. If the Falcons get him, I might be happy with him too if we go to that 3-4, have that edge. But 6'5", 285, the production that he had in college, he's being slept on a lot. I think he might thrive coming out the draft. I could be wrong, but I know Jason Alway hot trash. That's all I know. I don't know how he's ranked high at all.
They got ranked extremely higher than Gregory Russo for some reason.
He's a 6'5", 252 crackhead.
He must have had a great pro day.
I'm sorry, man. Y'all ain't seen that dude? Quiddy Pay look like he chew on glass. Like that motherfucker. Bro.
Hey, but that's what you need on the defensive line, man. You need somebody like that.
Oh,
chew on glass? Okay, yeah. Get him. Let him go to Indianapolis. They known for taking some trash defensive ends. Who's that 6'7" dude y'all had?
Who you talking about? You talking about the dude from Cincinnati that almost led the league in sacks? Wow, that's crazy. We just cut him like a year ago, and he has another job. Maybe Atlanta should invest in a defensive tackle or a defensive end
Atlanta should
something
invest
else.
in everything. Atlanta should invest in everything.
Quit
Or
drafting
anything on
defensive
a
players
big
from Clemson.
Y'all spend a lot of time with Atlanta on y'all man. What's going on?
Yeah, what's up?
Because
Y'all
look
want
at
to be
that
Atlanta
flag.
fans?
No, not at all. I'm all right. I don't believe in losers.
You don't believe in losers. My bad. Didn't y'all quarterback quit on y'all?
Right?
He didn't quit on us.
Am I
He
missing
didn't quit on
something?
us.
That
He
man,
didn't quit on us. He gave us all he had, and
Oh,
we
shut
almost
up.
killed him. That's crazy.
He
And
quit on y'all.
unlike Matt Ryan,
Look here.
Mr. 4th and 1. Hey, we got Turner in the backfield. Hey, Matt Ryan, just run it in shotgun. Come on now.
Hey, look. At least Matt Ryan didn't quit on
Patriots.
us. You know what I mean? It's like
Matt
Andrew
Ryan,
Luck.
he ain't got no
Andrew Luck was
choice.
talking to his wife. He said, "Look, baby, fuck this team. I'm out." You know what I mean? That's the conversation he had,
That's
bro.
crazy. This is the same Atlanta team that lost to the backup when Andrew got hurt. So stop talking.
Jacoby Brissett was starting how many games for y'all?
It wasn't Jacoby Brissett, fam. It wasn't Jacoby. It was like Dilfer, fam. It was ugly. Yeah, because he didn't matter, but he still beat y'all. With y'all Matt Ryan start.
You can't even tell me
That's
who
the
it
crazy
was.
part.
We lost to
One
Brissett.
second. No, y'all didn't.
We did lose.
Y'all didn't. No, y'all
Go
lost
ahead.
to.
Look it
We
up.
had the white guy. I will. 1 second.
It was a low scoring game.
It was not a low scoring game. Stop it.
look, man. Hey, if Luck wouldn't have ran out on y'all, man, y'all would have had a chip by now.
He just
I
got
don't
there
know
at the wrong
about
time.
that.
He got at the wrong time.
I don't know.
Y'all line got better. I mean, your defense.
It was
got
Brian.
better,
Y'all
too.
lost to Brian
Nasty.
Hoyer, fam.
Ooh.
Shout that out.
Brian Hoyer,
Who was
the
the score?
former number 2. Now Carson Wentz rocking the same jersey. I'm just saying.
Oh, my bad. You hyped about Carson Wentz right now?
Check my background.
He kind of happy, ain't it?
Hey, listen.
He didn't fuck up in Philadelphia. Yeah, you got a good one.
We have a quarterback. Okay.
Who is it?
He's trying to be funny. Okay. Hey. Okay. Hey, $84 million reason why you still don't have a quarterback in Minnesota.
Hey, what you mean? We got a QB.
Yeah.
Come on,
What's his name?
We got Kurt Uncle out there throwing that damn rock, man.
That's Kirk. You like that Cousins? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey,
The Skull champ. Yeah, you miss him probably, huh? That's
Look, man,
crazy.
he
He gave y'all
look.
hope like Obama. He gave y'all hope like Obama.
You can't have
I take him over 80% of the QBs in the NFL, man.
Taylor
I mean, look,
Heinicke.
ain't that many great QBs in the NFL. Let's be honest now.
Exactly.
Taylor Heinicke's
2
gonna
years
have
ago,
better
they had him
stats.
5th in the MVP race, man.
Kirk
Put
Cousins
my
ain't
man
bad.
Kirk some
Where?
love.
Where?
Come on now. Man threw like 38 touchdowns and 12 picks. They had this man 5th in the rankings, man.
Well, who you
Trust
rather y'all
you.
had? What, Scrappy dude from Arizona? That little Scrappy dude in the backfield? You can get him.
I'd take him. I'll take Murray all day over
I
Cousins.
can't trust you. Horn, I can't trust you, fam. You was a Green Bay Packer fan last year.
What you mean, man? Minnesota since day one, man.
Oh, this guy.
Wait, who your college team is?
What?
Exactly.
Hey, look, man. We out here, man. We
We
out
should
here.
keep this in the archives.
Exactly.
We gotta be able to catch
This podcast is wishy-washy, ain't it?
Look, man. Minnesota Viking into the playoffs, man.
Into the playoffs. I'm with it. Hey, well, back on track, y'all. Last question. So I know we're all agreeing that this list isn't as great, but I'm just gonna ask you, what player can at least make an impact on the team his rookie year? So, Soltos, who you think?
In the draft?
Always, I think it depends on where they go, the scheme they go to, and depends on who else is on that line with them. If they're not drawing, double teams and stuff like that, I think this class can be decent their first year. But again, I'm not too invested, so I'm just go with Gregory Russo from Miami. Depends on where he go. I think he can do something. I mean, like, I don't think the Broncos are going to go after him. But if you were to go to a team that had a Bradley Chubb or a Von Miller there that can take the pressure off him, I think he could make an impact his rookie season. There's been a lot of good rookie defensive ends coming out making big splashes, whether it's one of the Bosas or the cat from the Raiders. I forget his name. He had like 5 or 6 sacks in one game his rookie season. I think it's all the scheme they go to. I think Russo, he can make an impact his first year depending on who's on the line with him. If they're dependent on him, I think he's going to struggle his first couple of years. But if he's got someone to take the pressure off, then I think he can make a big impact.
All right, open question. Do the Raiders have a top 10 pick?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
If one of these defensive ends can end up going to the Raiders, I think they'll really thrive. The Yannick Ngakoue is playing with the Raiders now. That's a solid defensive end. So, just like you said, it just depends on where they go. If one of them happens to fall to the Raiders, that'll be a great fit. But who's a B? Who you say?
I'm not going to sleep on, I hate to go back to the Big Ten bums, but I'm going to say Jonathan Cooper from Ohio State. He's not going to come in and say he's going to be a starter. He's going to spell somebody, but he showed sparks last year. So I'm going to go with him. Why not? It's Ohio State defensive ends. You can't really be burnt down on those at this point.
Exactly. I mean, you don't trust Ohio State quarterbacks, but defensive ends you can rock with. You know what I mean? So that's good.
Wide receiver, right?
Hey, Scotty, man, who you got?
Man, I think if Quiddy goes to the Dolphins, I think he's going to have a solid ass season, man. He's somebody who needs another number one around him for him not to get that double team. One-on-one, I think he's going to destroy folks. But once he starts getting that extra chip in there, none of these guys are fast enough in the draft. That's what's hurting them more than anything. None of these edge rushers are running 4.39s or 4.4s. They're all, the high end of it is 4.5, 4.59, I think is the high end of these big guys. So they got to have help. I think if Quiddy goes to the Dolphins, he's going to have a solid season.
All right, I'm with it. Hey, MVP, who you got, bro?
I just read that this guy that no one likes, Oya from Penn State, they expect him to run 4 or 5. So that's probably why he have on this, because of athletic ability. So we'll see about that. But I don't think a defensive end is going to be drafted until mid-round around New England. So if they can get someone like Gregory Russo with his size, look out with that.
I hate New England if they do that. I really would.
I think they're picking 15.
I hate them. They better take a quarterback. Take a quarterback, New England, damn it.
Here's the thing, though. I think they're trying to trade.
Phillips not going to draft that high for a quarterback, Sam.
Hey, you going to trust Cam 1 year again?
$14 million, you got to trust him.
Hey.
It's not even really $14 million.
No,
there we
it's
go.
like 10.
See?
But still, it's $10 million, fam. That's a lot of money.
You see how much money they spent? Is it a lot of money?
Yeah, but they went and got a bunch of receivers that can help Cam. I mean, Cam ain't out there playing with us at receiver this year. And he got OTAs, like I said last episode. Cam gets a practice with his actual offensive coordinator, but I ain't going to say that. Fuck him.
All right, hey, we're going to be covering that pretty soon, too, so we're not going to hit that just yet. But, hey, so that's it. That's what we got for the top incoming draft defensive ends. So stay tuned. We got another episode coming.